Chris Guns and Frankie Colon here with Prichard Colon, 2-0 right now, junior middleweight prospect. Big fight tomorrow night for the WBO featherweight title. Featherweight champ Mikey Garcia is taking on fellow countryman Juan Manuel Lopez. Mikey Garcia is the favorite, Prichard, and he beat the man who beat Juanma. How do you think Juanma could pull off the upset? And what are his keys to victory?
I think Juanma has much more experience than Garcia. He's been at this stage a couple more times. To me, in the fight, he's got to be smart. He's got to be smart and his angles and move his head a lot. You know, in this last fight, he hadn't moved his head as much as he could. But I think if he's smart, he moves his head and lands a good punch, which is a real strong fighter. I think he can take Garcia.
And Mikey Garcia is the favorite. He beat the man who beat Juanma.
Yep.
How do you think that he might be overconfident coming into this fight, being that he beat Orlando Salido so easy and he beat basically Juanma down? I mean, he beat him so bad that he had to get suspended and take some time off. How do you think that's going to play on the mind of Juan Manuel Lopez if the fight gets tough?
What are you saying? Is Juanma going to be too confident?
Yeah, no. Do you think he might be actually, if the fight gets tough, do you think it might make him start thinking and having memories and stuff like that of the Salido fight?
I don't think so. I mean, it's two different fights. They're two different fighters. Salido is a more of an open fighter, a little more wild, and Garcia is more of a, he throws more straight punches. It's two different styles, way different styles. And I think the fight should develop differently as well. I don't think they have anything that will make Juanma think about past experiences or anything. I think he's ready. I mean, I think he's passed those fights and he has a lot of experience to come to this fight prepared. Even though he's fighting in Garcia's backyard in Texas, in front of his fans, but I think he's prepared for all that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have you had a chance to train with Juanma when he was here in Puerto Rico? Did you ever get that chance?
No, not in the same gym. I've never worked with him in the same gym. I've seen him work. I've seen him do his work, but I've never actually trained with him in the same gym before.
All right. Based on Juanma's last fights, it's been known or it's been seen that his stamina, he hasn't had good stamina down the road. How do you think, or what do you think he's been working on? Like, you as a boxer, what would you do if you know that your stamina is not up to par? You're not going to last 12 rounds. What can you do to better yourself so you could do that? So you can get to that level?
Well, I think, first of all, you got to sit down with your team and see what's worked and what hasn't worked. What you need to add and what you need to change if there are any changes you need to do. And I think Juanma has done his changes. I think he just added a new nutritionist to his team, and he made weight perfectly, 125 and I think a quarter. So he came well in weight. I think he just added a new physical trainer, which are important things. Because if you're not making the weight the correct way, fight night you won't be good in your last couple of rounds. You'll be tough the first couple of 6, 7, 8 rounds, but then you'll wear down at the end. So I think adding a nutritionist to the team is a great move he made. Juanma made in his team.
Okay, so do you feel that Juanma, like we talked with Orlando Del Valle, we talked to Bomba Gonzalez, and in their opinion, they say that Juanma has to do his job in the first 4 rounds. It's going to be hard trying to, fighting Mikey, trying to get to those championship rounds. What's your opinion on that?
I think that's a fair comment. I think it's pretty true. I think in the early rounds, Juanma should try to touch as much as possible Garcia and try to stop him, and he has the power to do it. It's not a question of he's powerful, if he has the strength to knock Garcia out. But I believe he should do his best work in the first round because Garcia, I believe, has a much better style, better technique, better box. He's a better boxer, and having a crowd behind him, it'll push him and it'll drive him way better than the last couple of rounds. So I believe that Juanma should do his work in the beginning and try to take him out early.
And Mikey Garcia had problems making weight. He came in at, I believe, 128. How do you think that's going to affect him if he?
I think it was smart of Garcia not to drop those last 2 pounds. You know, I think it could have actually drained him to lose 2 pounds the same day as the weigh-in come for fight night tomorrow. So I think it was a good move by Garcia to not drop those 2 pounds.
Yeah. And when he's at his best, what makes Mikey Garcia so tough to handle?
In a fight, he's smart. He's a smart fighter. You know, he knows what. He seems relaxed in the ring. I've never seen him rushing into things. You know, he's working off his jab always. He's moving his head. He's never, rushing a knockout. He's just working his opponents and breaking them down. And he has a great trainer behind him, which is his brother. The Garcia brothers are great, and he's a smart fighter. I think he comes relaxed to his fights, which is very important.
You think there's a chance Mikey might be coming into this fight overconfident? He beat the guy who beat Juan Manuel and beat him down, like I said. Do you think he might be taking Juanma a little bit lightly?
No, I think he's too smart for that. I think he's too smart for that. He just lost. He's an ex-world champion because he just lost his world title on the line and the weigh-in. But he's too smart for that. And I've seen him quote before that Juanma and Salido are two different fighters. And it's gonna be a complete two complete different fights. And I believe it's true. So I think he's too smart for that. He's gonna come in smart, relaxed, and do what he needs to do. He's gonna try to move the first couple of rounds, which is where Juanma's going to be most dangerous and most effective the first round. So he needs to take him to deep water, which would be the smart move for Garcia.
Prichard, how big is this fight for Juanma? Like, compared to his other fights? How do you see it? How big do you see it?
I think this fight is going to determine if his career goes on or at the end of it. That's it for him. This determines his next move, either retirement or continue to be at the big stage. And they're putting him with the big dog, which is Garcia, who's moving up. Even though he was the world champion, he's the one who's moving up because he's younger. I think it's important for him to come out, pull out the W. And if it's in great fashion, a knockout will be even better. His last performances haven't been the best. The last fight of Salido, his last victories in Puerto Rico and Mexico haven't been the best. But if he comes out with a W over Garcia in this fight, I think they'll put him on the spot for another big fight.
And who do you like if he does win? And when obviously us as Puerto Ricans, we hope he does. Puerto Rico, boxing is in our hearts, and we always favor that we win. So if he does win, what would be his best option? Like as fighting next, who do you think would be his best option?
Well, my heart's always with Puerto Rico, so I want Juanma to win. I wish him, the best and come back to Puerto Rico as a world champion, because we do need one. We need another one. And if he does come back with the WBO world title, I think with Nito coming up to 126 and having been a WBO world champion before, I think it would be a great fight with Juanma. And if not, if Juanma maybe wants to move up to 130 as well, I don't know, because he could easily fight at 130. There's great fights at 130 as well. 126, he could fight Phenomenal or which I really wouldn't like, because it's another Puerto Rican. I don't like seeing Puerto Ricans fight each other at that stage. But there are a number of great champions at 126 and 130 you can fight.
What about Orlando Cruz? They he's a fellow, they might fight, or they talked about it. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I have to fight to say, with Phenomenal Orlando Cruz. I would like to see him fight. Two Puerto Ricans. I've never like to see two Puerto Ricans sideline each other, take each other out. But it would be a great fight, two southpaws, great experience, former Olympians, world champion caliber, and what can you expect? It's a great fight. I think it would be a great fight.
Prichard Colon, time for your pick. Who's winning and how?
Who's the winner? That's a hard choice. I can't go against Juanma, Puerto Rican. Hopefully he can take out Garcia early rounds. If not, I see Garcia winning that decision.
So you're betting with your heart or with your head?
Yeah, it's a tough one. It's hard to go against a Puerto Rican. Even if you see your Puerto Rican losing, your blood, you wish him the best. You wish him to come back as a world champion. He's playing for a world title, so we do need a world champion. But I see Garcia a way smarter fighter and a better technician. He can take Juanma, the later round.
I totally hear you. I understand. You're 2-0 right now. When are you getting back in the ring?
I'm 2-0. Getting ready to fight. Training hard, trying to get back into good shape. And if God willing, I'll be back in the ring August 8th in Rochester, New York.
And I hope it comes to fruition. Hopefully someday we'll be getting picks on your fight. Appreciate your time, Prichard Colon. God bless, man.
All right, thank you guys. All right, dude.
Chris Guns and Frankie Colon, ATG Radio, here with McJoe Arroyo. Big fight tomorrow night. It's for the WBO featherweight title. Actually, Mikey Garcia had it stripped tonight because he didn't make weight, but Juan Manuel can win it if he wins the fight. The former featherweight champ Mikey Garcia is taking on your fellow countryman Juan Manuel Lopez. Mikey Garcia is the favorite. He beat the man who beat Juanma. How can Juan Manuel pull off the upset, and what are the keys to victory for Juan Manuel Lopez?
Well, I consider that Juanma has to be real intelligent in this fight. He has to be very hungry, and he has to do everything possible to be the best man in the ring, because Mikey Garcia is a tough and difficult fighter.
Yeah. Like I said, Mikey's the favorite to defend his. He's the former champ. I keep thinking he's bringing his title into but he got stripped for not making weight. How do you think that could affect him? Do you think he's might be overtrained? Do you think he had problems making weight and he might actually be taking Juan Manuel Lopez lightly? Might that be why he didn't make weight?
Well, I mean, to get stripped to a title, not making weight, obviously, to me, definitely he probably has issues making that weight already.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is that I believe that maybe it's not that he took him. He really is just it's just a hard thing to do for him, because Mikey Garcia is big and he looks big for that weight. So it's not surprising for me to hear that. Even though that never happened to him, it's not surprising for me that he got shit from his belt, because he is kind of big for 126.
I agree.
McJoe, how do you see Juanma if the fight goes to the later rounds? I mean, in his last fight, his stamina has not been up to par. Do you see if the fight goes later on and having still a chance to win Mikey Garcia?
Well, I believe that Juanma has to be keep calm and always stay gas in the tank for those later rounds, because everybody knows that Juanma does have the punch to finish the fight in any moment. So the thing is, to administrate everything he's got. So he can't give it at all unless he has to. And I believe, well, that there is a chance. You just got to be smart and give it his all, and let's see what happens.
It's been a real tough, little over a year now for Juan Manuel Lopez. He had a problem with his marriage, his wife, and they broke up. And then he had those 2 fights with Orlando Salido, and they didn't go good. He actually got suspended for the punishment he took in those fights. How do you think that is going to weigh on the mind? If the fight gets tough for Juan Manuel Lopez, how do you think it's going to affect him mentally, and how do you think he's going to be able to fight back through that this time?
Well, I just hope that he doesn't have those issues in his head. He has to be 100% ready, mentally and physically. So, I don't think, me as a boxer, everybody says that could affect, the problems do affect, but I just don't think that maybe that in that moment you remember those problems that you had before, and since he's been through all the things that you just mentioned, maybe mentally he's prepared, or he's gonna be like ready for so that can't affect him. So let's see.
Okay, this is something I asked a couple of people to give me their opinion. Maybe I think it was either last month or the month before. Woman did an interview with his face hurt. It looked like it looked like the fight already happened. It said that he tripped running, or it was something with the medicine ball. I mean, are these stories, do you think a medicine ball or running and tripping, do you think that's what happened, or or is there something more to this?
Well, really, I can't talk really about what really happened because I wasn't there, I believe like in living what people say. But of course, if you trip and fall and you hit your face, well, yeah, that can happen. So I can't really talk about it. I don't know because I wasn't there.
That's just what I said to Frankie. I said if you fall on your face, how you gonna look?
I don't know. Definitely, I definitely agree. But it's just like how big it was and all that. I mean, it just looked like, wow, like how fast were you running, or how hard did you get hit with that medicine ball?
Sonic
it looked like it looked like the fight already happened.
Speedy Gonzalez, he could run.
I'm not sure. I mean, I wasn't there, so I can't really talk about what I don't know.
That's right. And Mikey is the favorite. I was thinking he didn't make weight. Maybe that means that he's taking Juan Manuel lightly, but if he already had in his mind that he was going to move up in weight, maybe he's thinking, why suffer, why struggle, why go through
Exactly.
Yeah. So
I risk losing a tough fight if I'm going to go up in weight.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that could have happened. Something that he could have went through his mind when he was having trouble working weight.
Yeah, I mean he looked incredible in his last fight though, winning the title against Orlando Salido. What makes him so good at what he does?
I believe that Mikey Garcia, he's real patient, and he's a very, very nice and technical fighter. Mm. And his patience is what helps him out a lot in his fight. So that's what I believe that's why he's been looking so good in his fight.
Do you believe that Juanma needs to finish this fight in the early rounds? Does he have to finish this in the first 4 rounds for him to really have a chance, to beat him?
Well, like I said earlier, Juanma has power to finish the fight in every round. And but if he does administrate his stuff, well, he can shine up there in the later rounds. It's just a thing that he has to like administrate himself and not give it all his all in the first early rounds. I mean, if he goes for a knockout, well, it should be if he's sure that he can knock him out. But he can't throw it all and give it his all and then, not leave anything in the tank, because that's what probably happened in his other fight before.
Yeah. And that's why I would have liked to see him take a few more tune-up fights and guys who could take him some rounds. You know what I mean? Like, to see how he's going to react once the going does get tough again. Is he going to have problems with gas in the tank and stuff like that? I hope he got it under control. Should be a great fight. And it is kind of do or die for Juan Manuel, especially getting title shots. He's going to have a long road ahead if he doesn't win or look good at least. And McJoe Arroyo, it's time to get your pick. Who's winning and how? What's your prediction tomorrow night?
Well, what can I say? I mean, I'm 100% Boricua. I'm going with Juan Lopez to the end. I believe that Wama has the skill and the power to do it. I mean, like she is an excellent boxer, a technical fighter, and he's like in his best moment right now. But I'm rooting for Juan Lopez, and I just hope that he does everything perfect and to be very intelligent to go for the win.
And I know you're Boricua. I know there's a pride that goes along with it. But if you had to bet money, are you betting on Juan Manuel Lopez?
Well, I don't bet. So I can't predict that right now. Like I said before, I'm a root for Boricua all the way.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's not an easy fight.
No.
I don't believe that any fight is easy, because you can't take any boxer easily. I mean, any boxer that takes somebody easy, that other boxer could surprise you and beat you. So you gotta always go in that ring 100% and focus to demonstrate that you are the best. So that's what happens.
The pride of Puerto Rico lives in McJoe Arroyo. McJoe Arroyo's betting with his heart, not necessarily with his mind. He's betting Boricua all the way. McJoe Arroyo, when are you going to be in the ring again?
What?
When are you going to be in the ring again?
Well, we're waiting to see if we're going to be in the ring in July or August. So we're training really hard and waiting on the actual date for our return.
And it should be a good one. Anytime I saw you in action, it was a great fight. Great time watching you fight. Can't wait to see you climbing the ladder to success. And look forward to seeing you in the ring again. Great fight tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see that.
I like what your partner said. Me and my brother. All the way.
All right, McJoe. Appreciate your time, my man.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Joe.